What's up, y'all? What's going on? It's Greg Said It. Man, I wanted to have a conversation with y'all. It's well overdue. I tried to have this conversation a few times. And, some people get it. And I understand it may take a little longer for some than others. We got to have a reality check. I tried to talk about it, last night, other night. And I think it's just suiting for me to elaborate. So we got a thing going on with Coach Prime. I've been explaining for years. And it's a couple theories on why people are against him. From Jackson State days all the way up to Colorado, and how he challenged the powers that be as far as how they do things. It seems to be that he has his mind on what their intentions are, or what should be done, or what's right and what's wrong, and may not be all the way clear that they may be doing things for a reason or how they want to do it. They may not be as ignorant as he thinks. Maybe he's ignorant on what he's involved in. Now, it's true. Coach Prime has built a brand and a life around his talents, as he should. No different than a thoroughbred horse. And in so many other sports and industries, when you're talented, they ride you. But they only see you as that. That's all you will ever be to them. You're not there because of your mind and your contribution. You're there and you got to that level and that status because of your talent. And a lot of times people who have the minds or are the decision makers behind the things, they will never respect you. They really envy you because some of them wanted to be who you are, but they had to settle for the back office component of it. But the real elites, they don't want to be what you are. Because it's almost like, it's like slavery. It's like not just human slavery, animal slavery. We call it like pets or, prized animals or whatever. Like I said, raised horses, dogs. You have these different races in sports, even within the animal component, And that's how you groom these animals. That's how you breed them with a purpose. Some people say they go so far to do that with humans in sports. We know that they've said that they did that in slavery. How do you bring that full circle? When you are a prize animal, prize human, you bring a lot of value to your owner. You bring a lot of value to that particular sport because you bring eyeballs. But that's about as far as it should go. Now it's going to get a little deep, but it's only fair that you listen uninterrupted. Greg said it's going to break this thing down. Coach Prime has been a prized animal, for lack of better terms. He's been that. And he's been able to leverage it in great ways. He's been paid very well. He's been able to use his celebrity that he earned on that platform because of his talent. But don't get it twisted. He ain't own now a bit of it. He's at the discretion. He's at the mercy of the people who paid him, who gave him the opportunity. And if those people ever feel like he's not appreciative of that, they gotta make a point. I'm sure he is aware of that. But it seems a lot of people are not. So when you seen Coach Prime make comments at Jackson State, and you seen him make comments about the NFL and how it should do this and do that, it's offensive to somebody who don't see him on their level. And the problem is he sees himself, or maybe he feel like he's earned, maybe because of age, maybe because of just contribution, that he should have a seat at the table. The problem is they don't see it that way. And maybe he didn't realize that until recently. That the things he was saying was not respected and valued, but more so seen as disrespectful and so out of place. So much so you hear this word a lot, humble him. Humble him. Echoing all over to the point you don't know where it's coming from. a low-life person or a person even below him, which could be most of us because he's successful financially, they can't humble him. So who exactly are you asking to humble him? And who wants to see it? Surely people who wants to be him and jealous of him, definitely people beneath him, maybe they feel that way. But surely it's people at his level and above who feel that way as well. It's been a large echo for years. Him as a player and as a coach. And probably even as a father, where people wanted to see Coach Prime humble. What does that mean? Shut his mouth. Let him know when it's to speak. When is his place? What is his place? There's a lot of people of different shapes, sizes, and colors, now how you want to spin it, that feel like he's out of order by the things he say, or that he shouldn't even be speaking at all. The problem with Coach Prime is he sees himself as a person, a free person. He's a free person with a free will, the freedom to say what he wants. And he usually says it. He's known for speaking up. The problem is, I don't think he fully knows how it impacts or how the people feel who he thinks are his friends. He's not a peer to these people. He's not a respected ally or a person who they look to make these changes, as they probably should. And the impact has rolled down to his kids, because clearly they're not giving his kids the same opportunity they gave him. He was first generation. His children are second generation. They come along with a lot of the influence and mindset that he had, that he developed. He developed it, and they maybe gave him a little pass, not the media, because he needed to use it as a showman. As like you said, Ali, Hulk Hogan, all these flash showmanship. But these kids are doing it from a, not necessarily showmanship. I mean, naturally it is from branding because they're doing it the same way. But it's a touch of what they call arrogance. But it's a touch of confidence with theirs. It's a touch of, I don't need you. I got my own. And because I got my own, I can do it my way. Coach Prime didn't start off that way. And that wasn't his intention. That wasn't his tone. It may became his tone, but that wasn't his tone. And it became his tone more so because of his skill. Not because of his celebrity. Now, the celebrity came over time. The celebrity definitely played a factor in the persona. But it's different because he was proven. And one thing that people hate about his kids is they ain't have to prove themselves to be that. They did it straight off for the leverage of who he is. And they hated it. He ain't did nothing yet. They put up. But they did it prior as part of the family brand. Shador put on the show before he even made it in the NFL, to the point the NFL don't want to give him a seat. Now, this is what people don't get. Coach Prime has built the brand through and because of the NFL. To the point, that's all he talks about. There's no other L but the NFL that he talks about. If it wasn't for that opportunity, he would be just like many other talented people who didn't make the NFL, who to this day don't make the NFL, and definitely over the years didn't make it. See, only an ignorant person will say, hey, it wasn't other talented people who didn't make it. We all know talented people who should have got a shot. Whether they was talented as him or not, it could be some people out there. There's rumors, some Jordans out there, way better than Michael Jordan. It's never always the most talented guy for one reason or another. Maybe he grew up, had to, make money for his family. He couldn't focus. Maybe he's a street dude. Maybe he has bad things, bad luck, whatever. They don't always be the most talented people. Matter of fact, the talented people will say, hey, that dude there, if he hadn't made it, they usually always will say it. The guy who they looked up to or went against that didn't make it. It's always that. It's that in the music industry. It's that in every industry. And we all know over time people who didn't make it. So it's purely about opportunity, not just your talent, because your talent don't automatically get you a seat. So when you think about it, If somebody else is making the decision, they also can make the decision to stop you. They also can make the decision to humble you. See, they're gatekeepers. That term exists for a reason. They get to decide if you have a chance to benefit from this platform or not. And they purely get off on it because they know they have that power. And there's certain things that come with if they give you that platform. Because if I'm paying you that kind of money as an expectation, I'm not paying you because you're telling. You can't be that naive. Ain't that much talent in the world. And the bigger the platform get and the bigger the exposure get, the bigger they can pay you. NFL pays a lot more money now than it did in the 90s and in the 80s and the 70s. And what made that? What made that more than the broader appeal of the advertising and the social media and all the different components that they're able as a brand to expand and to show themselves and make money? That exists. And the more you have naturally or just something that they can benefit from, the better it is for them. But what happens is you're using what you want for you and not for them. What if you give a tinge of, I'm going to go whether you give it to me or not? It's a scary thing when they see people say, we with this person. It ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Before he even get to y'all, I'm speaking of Shedeur now, before Shedeur even get to the NFL, people have already decided they for him. They are going to buy his jerseys whether he on the team or not, he on the bench. That's unheard of because typically the people need the NFL to make it. See, you make it about color and all that mess. There's plenty of color people every year that you can make it all over the They ain't have no daddy. They got daddies and don't have daddies. But one thing they usually need is the NFL for their branding. Now, a lot of that is changing with NIL and this and that. And, it's getting out of hand, especially for them because people have the ability to connect with brands without having to go through the NFL, without having to go through a specific team. They can connect their brand directly to a brand that's different. And now they can't control it. They can't control you by saying, hey, you need us to get to Nike. You can get to Nike before you even get Adidas. They getting deals before they even make it to the NFL. They getting the deals in college. Gatorade catching them in high school. It's changing the landscape. But what has not changed is who write that check. And when they write that check, don't think they ain't going to throw their weight around. Don't think they're not going to leverage their ability to let you know, this is my platform, ain't yours. Now, you can go try to make your own. Then you got to compete with my money and my attorneys. But you pretty much got to come through me. But if you going to come through me, you going to do it my way. And if you act like it, I got to let you know, I'm not just finna let you do it because I got to maintain my power. Way after you gone, you going to go break your little body up in pieces. And where's the power? You got all kinds of surgeries and broke up and you gone and they going to go get the next person. And they can do this till they 80, 100 years old. You can only do it for so many years until you get injured. You are not who you think you are in their eyes. You may be who you think you are to the people watching, but you just the next big thing. And they know that. You're just the next big thing. Their job is to find the next big thing. And they never let you think that you are the thing, but you're just the next big thing. You're the next story that they're going to sell their product through. See, you really think about this thing, you got to understand marketing. You got to understand branding. You got to understand the big picture. People say, oh, he made it. He did this. Yeah, he made the money, but so is the next guy and the guy before them. They built this. They own this. You own nothing. You haven't built your reputation by ownership. You built your reputation by branding and by partnership. See, the difference between your partnership and theirs is they have the deciding ability. You're leveraging their platform for them to pay you money, not the other way around. Don't get it twisted. You're making money, they're paying the money. So who got the most money? The person who paying or the person who receiving? You think they're giving you more money than they give themselves? You think that you're going to make more money than them when they move you over, let you retire, and they still able to do it? You got to see what you're really doing. The one thing about the Sanders family, after they develop their brand, the best thing they can do is go into ownership. Ownership, what does that look like? I've said it, people laugh. It's over their head. They not me, I'm not them. They didn't go into management where they can find talent for the rest of their life, just like them who look up to them, who grew up them. They can leverage that. They didn't do that. Bucky and all them, they could have did that. To training, yeah, they can do that. They can, that's little money compared to them. You 10, 15, 20% of somebody's contract, and then you do like the NFL owners do. They go on, you go get the next person, but you leveraging your reputation, your credibility. I'm surprised they didn't go into that. They started putting their self on the market. It's a shelf life to that. And it's a control mechanism to that. And they don't fully leverage what they built. All the relationships and all that they built. That's something that they could use on the management side. I thought the daughter DeAndre was doing that at one point. I thought they had a bigger picture. I thought I just knew she was going to sign her brothers and Travis Hunter. They just going to build a machine. Because they got all the people, all the kids that they were coaching. They could have signed all of them. But it got to be somebody told them they couldn't do it. I would think. But some way it makes sense. Why don't they leverage that? Why don't they leverage? Yeah, you got this media, social media. Okay, you can use that. That's cool. Why not the whole thing? I joke about Charlotte, man. You can go in luxury real estate and just go buy all the houses for all the athletes. Just doggone just build a real estate mecca. You know, all the celebrities. They know you. You got social media. Man, you can go and make $100,000 a house. I don't know. Buy up all the real estate. Sell all the real estate. It'll far exceed the career that they don't even want to give you. While you waiting around for them to send you out there to break up your body. While you waiting around for them to manipulate you and hold that dollar over your head and tell you what you can do. All the money they have earned, all the reputation they got, that they haven't leveraged it to build something of their own. Like, what are you waiting on? Like, the football is just that great. Football showing you, they holding you up. But you don't need the football because you already got the thing that they fear the most, and that is the influence in the relationships. You do something so much more bigger than football, something you actually could own. I'm not talking about going to get your own sports. See, that's limited. I'm not talking about just your own sports franchise or you start your own league and go through that crap. I'm talking about something bigger. Something legendary. A legacy for your kids. Started by football. Leverage football. But at some point you want to own. Because until you do, you always just a prize for somebody else who owns something to leverage. And at any time, they can pull it back from you to control you. I made the comment, they said, oh, you got KFC, you got this. You think they can't pull it too? You don't see how many people with endorsements get pulled when they don't do a certain thing or they say something that the other person don't like. All that you had can be gone. And they know that. And you know that. Because you refuse to build. Because you are corporate. You are a elaborate corporate worker. A high-paying, high-paid corporate staff member. You work for somebody. They pay you well. These corporations pay you well. But you work for them. Now, you know, when you're like speaking engagements, that kind of entrepreneurship, right? But it's still based off of who willing to deal with you. And somebody else's ability to make them say, don't mess with him. It ain't went that far. But it looked like you can get there. Easy. But it's maybe a little too much greed to say, hey, I benefit from that relationship too much. But it can get there. But everything else, these contracts they paying you, they can fire you. Coaching jobs, whether you're at NFL or college, they can let these people go any moment. They sure let the players go at any moment. Big money, but you're not in control. And people want to play with you, they can play with you. The more of the story, don't get it twisted. What we seeing is a matter of, control and power. But it's ownership. You own nothing. You own nothing. I don't know how else I can say it. I'm Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to y'all soon.